G'day guys, Pete here from Ace Creative. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you everyone for your support for my channel. I've been doing a little look at some of the Google Analytics, and most of the people that watch my videos, in fact 100% are men, according to the analytics, which I don't think is correct, and most of them are over 45. So if you're a 45-plus-year-old fellow, welcome to my channel. I was fortunate enough to buy a Ricoh camera, Ricoh SLR. It was $40 and it came with 3 lenses. It came with a zoom, but it also came with 2 primes. It came with a 50mm f2 and a 28 2.8. So today I'd like to look at the 50 f.2. And I'd like to do something a little bit different. There's no point of view footage today. The reason is I wanted to test this lens on Good Friday, and I wanted to test it with my family, which I did. I took this to my parents' house, my family were there, my siblings, my parents were there, and I wanted to test if this old lens, 40 or 50-year-old lens, would be any good for family photos. So they're probably rolling through already. The reason why I wanted to do that is I know with photography it's so easy. I know I do it just to get in the mindset of my photos would be better if, and if there's a gear after that, if there's a bit of equipment, I think that can be a really slippery slope, and I think we can rely a lot on gear. I'm of the firm belief that you need the right equipment for the gear, for what you're taking. However, I'd like to demonstrate that these old lenses, they're certainly not the same as modern lenses. I'm not going to say they're like for like, but I'm convinced with the right composition you can create and compose some beautiful photos, and more importantly than that, capture some beautiful memories. Photography for me, a lot is about that. It's about capturing family moments, capturing special occasions like Easter with the family, or capturing beautiful scenes I've seen. I'm sure that's the case for a lot of you. We don't get into photography because we like looking at stats and numbers and spec sheets. Or again, that's important. But a photograph is about capturing a moment and a memory and a feeling and an emotion and a vibe. I've edited these photos slightly, done a little bit of cropping and adjusted some of the contrast. But by and large, I'm really impressed with this little lens, and I'm hesitating against 50mm at the moment, especially in an APS-C camera. I'm finding it just crops a bit too far, but for those kind of chest up portraits, I think this lens did really well. So if you guys have used vintage lenses for portraits, certainly an old 50mm, I was a bit concerned that at f2 the lens would be soft, but I think when you look at the photos, I think it's surprisingly sharp, even wide open. Most of these photos were taken wide open at f2, and it's pretty good for an old girl, pretty good. This lens itself works really functionally. The aperture clicks right, the focus row is nice, throw is nice and malleable, nice and soft, which it's been a happy find, because the last few vintage lenses I've had have just been hit and miss. If you remember the Carl Zeiss lens, what a disaster that little lens was. But this was a really happy find, and the lens mount hasn't worked. The lens itself is a Pentax K mount for Ricoh, so the Pentax mount or the K mount has worked fine to adjust it to the Fujifilm. So I'm really happy with this lens. So much so that I'll sell it. I've already got quite a few vintage 50mm, but it's a great lens, and I'll probably put that on Marketplace before too long, or Gumtree. So would I recommend the Ricoh 50 f2? Absolutely, especially this one. It's a really, you find something and you're just stoked with it. So I'm really stoked with it, and I'm really happy with the results, certainly for portraits. So guys, if you like this video, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Let me know your comments. If you've used a Ricoh, I think Ricoh is an interesting camera brand. They seem to do things differently, which I really quite respect. As always guys, thanks for joining me. Love God, love others, and take time to listen.